Former England captain Sir David Beckham has been knighted by the King at Windsor Castle. Football star honoured for his services to sport and charity. He's 50 years old now, named on King Charles's birthday honours list earlier this year. Knighted at Windsor Castle, as I mentioned, and then he spoke to reporters.
You had a good chat in there.
We did.
With the King. So can you tell us what you were talking about?
Well, actually, he was admiring my suit. And I actually said he was the inspiration, funnily enough. I looked at old pictures of him in his younger years, and because I know how elegant he dresses, and I just thought it was quite important for me to get it right. And my wife made the suit, so I was very lucky.
Many, many congratulations. I have to ask what the 14-year-old lad who signed for Man U would make of all of this.
Oh my goodness. I've held it together up until now, so that question's quite a difficult one. But I think that, you know, being an East London boy, you know, growing up in Leytonstone, moving to Manchester, and now stood here at Windsor Castle with His Majesty the King giving me a knighthood is something that I could never have imagined happening to me. You know, my dream as a young boy was always to become a professional footballer, play for Manchester United and represent my country, and luckily enough I got to do that. But you know, everything else that has come with, you know, my career and what I've done, and obviously the philanthropic work that I do, you know, I think that that's what's special about today. It's not just because of my sport, it's because of the philanthropic work that I've done from a very early age. I think I was talking about it last night with my parents, that I think I started, you know, charity work when I was 15, 16 at Manchester United, and then obviously went on to, you know, become UNICEF ambassador and working for the Royal Foundation and, you know, the King's Foundation and Malaria No More and the Armed Forces. So, you know, I've been very lucky to work for very important charities around the world. And, you know, I think one of the things that I recognised when I was very young is, you know, because I had a successful career, I was able to implement change with the things that I said and the things that I got involved in. And I think that's why the charity work that I do is so important to me. But, you know, the 14-year-old boy from East London standing here in the castle with His Majesty the King, it's a very proud moment for me and my family.
You grew up in a family that adored the royal family. Yeah. So how special for you to have your parents here as well today?
Like, I think that obviously, you know, when I was last honoured for my OBE, I brought my grandparents, and that was very special because the royal family have played a huge role in our family over the years, and we know how important our royal family is. And you know, it's the most important institution in the world and the most respected institution in the world. So to be stood here today being honoured as an East End boy, you know, and to have done what I've done and be able to work, you know, with the charities that I've worked with and played with the teams that I've played with and the players that I've played with and the managers that I've played under. And I also want to thank the British people as well, because, you know, with their support over the years, it's been it's one of the reasons why I'm here today. So it's a big moment.
Well, that interview with Sir David was done by our sport correspondent Natalie Perks, who joins us now from outside Windsor Castle. Natalie, Sir David seemed so moved, so touched by the experience today. What else did he say to you? How was it?
Well, I think he was hugely emotional. You can hear it really in what he was saying. He was there with his dad, Ted, and his mum, Sandra, as well as Lady Beckham. And his dad, Ted, was a huge part of his career. He used to take him up and down to Manchester United all the time, to training, practicing free kicks with him. He's always spoke about his dad being such a massive part of his life, and I was able to briefly chat to his dad as well. He was just so proud, just absolutely beaming watching him. So it was a real family affair today. And I think, you know, obviously he was knighted for his work in football. He's a global football icon, but it's his work with charity that he's done, particularly over the last 20 years, that has really earned him this honour. He's been working with UNICEF particularly for around 20 years. He's now an ambassador for the King's Foundation. The pair had a really lovely chat today. You could see they really enjoyed each other's company. We know they've been swapping beekeeping tips because Sir David has an estate in the Cotswolds where he makes his own honey from his bees, and they have a mutual love of the countryside. So that's something that has bonded the pair of them. But it's most certainly his football work that's made him what he is in terms of culturally, but it's his work with charities that has elevated him to this status today that he is clearly so proud of.
And what then is his status within the game now, Natalie? I mean, he did talk a lot about his charity work, and that has been the focus today. But within the world of football, where does he stand at the moment?
Well, of course, he's played for some absolutely huge, iconic teams, Manchester United, Real Madrid, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, where he ended his career at the age of 38 in 2013. So we still think of Beckham, Sir David Beckham, as the person who made that amazing shot from the halfway line for Manchester United. We think of him as well as some iconic moments, the free kick that saved England when they were playing Greece and all of those things. But it has been a long time since he retired, and since then he's done a lot of philanthropy, as we've spoken about, but he's also the co-owner of 2 football clubs, one of them Inter Miami, have a huge game at the weekend in the MLS playoffs, and no doubt he'll be back there. He's also a fashion icon. He's got a wife, of course, who's got a fashion business, so he really has his fingers in lots of pies. But really today, as he celebrates now with a lunch with his family and his kids, it will all be about reflecting on this moment and just what an honour it is for someone who loves the monarchy so very, very much.